So as we begin the new season, there are a lot of anime that people are really excited to watch. And one of the anime that I'm really excited to watch for this season that I've been waiting for a really long time as a romance anime fan is Smoking Behind the Supermarket with You, which is an anime that I've heard a lot of, but I haven't read anything and I'm really just going straight anime only. And for a while now, if you've heard me talk about romance anime, which I do on the other channels in like little shorts and little short videos, I love it. And for a while, I've been crying over the fact that I just think that there's not enough mature romance anime. Instead, it's always in high school. But generally speaking, I want more mature romance anime because I feel like there's a lot more mature people who want that as well. And as I got excited for this anime to come out, I've been hearing a lot of certain things because of the little short episodes that came out. And what I've noticed is sort of the discourse that's been started based on what this anime is doing.
Because I'm still waiting for you to click that like button and to subscribe and the post notification button.
Now, there's two things that have been noted. The first thing is obviously within the name, the smoking prospect, right? It's a little weird, and I said it once in a little video that it's kind of weird that the possible savior of mature anime is basically promoting smoking, which I don't necessarily condone because I don't do it. But people do not like this. They think that this might be pushing the wrong thing, and because it's an anime, generally it might be seen by children or people who are impressionable, and as such, it might be a really bad example. And what I will say to that is that just stop that, because generally speaking, people just smoke pretty much in a lot of places. Even in Naruto, they were smoking. I think Jiraiya smoked. People just smoke everywhere. So generally speaking, if you're a person who's easily impressionable, maybe just not watch any media, because I think they do a lot of stuff that you probably shouldn't do. So that whole thing, I don't believe it. Just watch the anime. That's not a problem. But the other thing is the age gap. People have been talking about the fact that this anime really has a huge age gap between the so-called, interests, and it's bothering people a lot. It's making them feel really uncomfortable. And what I'll say to that is that I think it's needed. Not necessarily that I'm like condoning the whole huge age gap thing, not really. But I think that it's kind of a necessary evil. Once you dive past a certain age, a lot of things start to be opened up. And this is one of the reasons why I feel like romance anime sometimes stops at a certain point, because there's a lot of mature subject matter that maybe might not be the best for television or might not be the best done in a manga. Once you get to a certain age, people start doing certain things and it becomes a little bit more intense, because that is the so-called adult experience when it comes to romance and things like that. So it's a little problematic, and as such, it's usually avoided. But the problem is, once you dive into maturity, this is part of it, and as such, to ignore these things would kind of be problematic. I think even maybe more on a simplistic level and a more innocent level. If you think about people maybe getting drunk and getting up to the certain things that they do, it's a little jokey and fun and cool, but generally speaking, you don't want to be promoting that too much to a young audience because you're going to get them into drinking, and I get that. But generally speaking, it's part of the adult experience. Many people go out, they have fun, and then they go home, and there's still normal people. And for me personally, I think that because we want more mature anime, I think that these are the things that are going to teach people more and more. Just as how, for example, I view romance anime as a learning lesson sometimes, I think that it's also good for people to learn about things that you don't like, learn about things that you do like. And I think that the more examples that you get, the more opportunities you get for people to see the world, but also see romance in a different way, because you've gotten the stereotypes of what happens in high school, but it's time for you to see the other things. Now, whether you agree with it or not, that's totally fine. You're always allowed to have your own opinion and freedom of choice. No one's going to force you to watch the anime, but at the same time, let those things be, because they're part of the real world and things that actually happen. Now, I know that this is anime, but relatively speaking, romance anime should kind of be almost the closest to kind of emulating things that happen in real life. I think that sometimes when people watch these things, they watch it because they want to feel something that they want either in their own lives or maybe have lost. And I think that the closer you can get to reality, the better, because I think that this is good within legal reasons, because I know someone's gonna say, well, what about this? Legal reasons. But generally speaking, I think that this is a good thing. Let people see the reality of romance and what happens after you pass a certain threshold, which is why I think that this anime, even though it's pushing some things that I don't necessarily agree with, because I won't lie to you, I don't agree with both of those things, the age gap, and I also don't agree with like the smoking thing, but I'm still gonna watch it. I want to experience different things and see different things and learn from them. And this is why I enjoy romance anime and ones that have been a bit more mature because you can either relate or learn something with them. And unfortunately, I feel like within romance anime, a lot of them have peaked. What else can you do in high school? They've done it all. And as such, having anime that go beyond that threshold and kind of open up a new world, whether we like it or not, is a good thing. And ultimately, I think that this is an anime that might do a lot more good than a lot more bad than what people think. If you're willing to accept some things that might be seen a little off in terms of the high school life, allow the world to be off in a more mature sense and a legal one. That's just basically what I wanted to say about this. Just give it a chance before you start judging things based on the so-called taboos.